Hey everyone, XanaGear here, back with another patch note video because when I woke up this morning, I saw in the Discord that 1.20.1c was finally released. It's been a long month of the developers on Christmas vacation, but they're back and they released a patch. I know that NWDD said in the general chat yesterday that this patch has a lot of fixes and not a lot of new features, but there is one feature that I think you all know what it is since it's probably in the thumbnail that kind of surprised me. Also, they said patches will be slowing down now from this point forward to work on bigger features such as crossplay and the Switch version, so expect that. And it's been a crazy month for me. Since the last patch, which was like mid-December last year, I submitted my partner application on Twitch 3 times, competed in ESA's Break the Record Live for Spelunky 2, and finished Cosmic Ocean 3 times. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy. So without further ado, let's start reading the patch notes. The first patch note is fixed an issue which would cause the daily challenge to restart shortly in some setups. Fixed issue where players were sometimes being unjustly crushed just by having platforms nearby. Players can now let go of a rope while attacking. That's big. Fixed whip issue when jumping and attacking on a 1-tile high corridor. Fixed issue where being damaged while holding the jump button could later trigger a jump if button isn't let go. Fixed issue where dying after a long fall while wearing the Ankh would make the player do a small jump after being revived. Players now recover control slightly sooner after leaving pipes. Slightly reduced time before a player can grab a rope. Slightly reduced the time before a player can grab a rope. Fixed issue to prevent players from being dropped from a rope when attacking right after throwing something. Fixed issue where the throwing animation made players unable to move through platforms while climbing ladders down. Fixed issue where players with the climbing gloves could accidentally grab falling platforms far away from their physical hitbox. I know why that was fixed. If anyone hasn't seen it, Hectic had the climbing gloves, which that's always a bad idea, and was trying to run under a falling platform, and they like grabbed 3 feet below the platform and was hanging on to thin air. So that's a good fix. Fixed issue where standing on a falling platform while hovering with a hover pack prevented the platform from falling. Fixed issue where players could sometimes miss a stomp after leaving a pipe. Tweaked stomp margin so it should hopefully feel safer to use. Tweaked Lava Mander's hitbox. I wonder if they made it bigger or smaller. Slightly tweaked bats and vampires flying form shapes. Tweaked Grub's hitbox to better match their sprites. That'll be nice. Widened floating orb's hitbox just slightly so it can be hit from a whip from below. So now you can put a rope. If you miss your rope when you throw it up into an orb, you can just sit underneath it and whip it, which was always felt bad before. Hermit crabs starting to climb will now smoothly switch hitbox shapes so they don't make players miss stomps. Fixed issue where creatures could sometimes move while outside of the level bounds. I wonder what bug that is. Broken arrows will hopefully no longer be the bane of your existence. Tweaked depth. Wait, did they fix the broken arrows hitbox so you don't pick it up? No, that can't be right. That's like a no. Oh my god. Fixed issue when necromancers revived a creature that had just been tossed by the pitcher's mitt. Fixed issue when necromancers revived a pet while another creature was holding it. Opening crates by using up and attack now tosses the contents forwards so they can more easily be skipped. I highly expect people just throwing stuff into lava for the next month. Fixed issue where items stuck to honey could sometimes slowly fall down. Fixed issue where chained blocks could still be pushed. Setting on an on-sale equipable on fire now correctly angers its vendor. Fixed issue where certain events that didn't trigger a defensive response from vendors could eventually kill them without ever dropping their weapon. Didn't trigger a defensive response from vendors. A player that's hanging from the base of a giant clam will no longer be crushed when it closes. Fixed issue where players wearing Vlad's cape got stunned when jumping away from other players' hands. That is a godsend. I am so happy. We're going to be able to double jump out of people's hands when wearing Vlad's cape, which currently you cannot do. Certain closed back layer rooms will no longer have blocked paths generated towards them. Oh, wow. Wow. That's huge, because right now it's so annoying sometimes. You just see like a caveman shop or a ton shop without any way to get to it. Floors now also trigger falling platforms. Lava will now cook dead turkeys as well. I didn't know that didn't happen. Fixed issue where bear traps weren't triggering when put over certain floors, such as the sliding walls. Fixed issue where cavemen could sometimes harmlessly pick an armed bear trap up. Harmlessly, oh my god. You know those cavemen are not harmless. I've seen what they do. Fixed issue where tossing a creature against upside down spikes with the pitcher's mitt prevented the corpse from falling back down. Octopus will now only inflict vertical toss and stun damage when actually damaging from above. Fixed issue where certain wall torches could keep on igniting on a loop after being put off. Fixed issue when a player wearing the pitcher's mitt tried to toss the light arrow while riding a mount. Oh, you probably got stunned or something. Fixed issue where a falling platform could get dragged down by a push block and not explode on contact with the floor. Fixed issue where fire frogs triggered by players left Waddler in a bugged, angered state. Teleporting inside the back layer room of the vault now always correctly angers shopkeepers. Pushing the imp's lava pot with a shield or by any other means now forces it to drop. Firebugs can now be correctly pushed away from chains. Fixed issue where helmet all-mites could sometimes still be stomped. Fixed issue where stealing from a shop made backpacks have extra invincibility frames than other items such as bomb bags didn't. Fixed issue where an in-flight sorceress dagger could still spawn an enemy after the sun challenge completes. Fire frogs no longer explode when shattered after being frozen. Oh, that's good. That's good. That always felt wrong. Red skeletons are now also considered undead and can therefore be killed by the camera flash. Oh, I didn't know that they couldn't. Being killed by a red skeleton now uses the same death message as the regular one. Fixed issue where mosquitoes could sometimes get stuck infinitely on the corner of a tile. Fixed frog trap generation so they don't create paths that require resources. Fixed crash when dice were brought into a portal. Fixed issue where when a monster wakes up while on hands of a player that's riding a mount. Shields no longer protect from Witch Doctor's voodoo attack, also fixes a related teleporting issue. Prevented certain floor tiles from spawning right above platforms. Fixed Al's robe flipping during his walking forward animation and his head moving one pixel to the side. Fixed Van Horsing's hat poking out of the frame on one frame of his throwing animation. Fixed several blocked paths, many related to coffin rooms. Fixed issue where blowing up a pipe while inside left your equipped items looking smaller. I liked that bug a lot. You blow up in a pipe and then you come out the other side and you're like your jetpack's a little tiny thing. Deployed parachutes can no longer be cloned. I didn't know they could. Blowing up a certain altar after a specific sacrifice will no longer halt the transition to a certain world. Fixed issue where paused time wasn't being added on certain scenarios. Renderer tweak might make the game run smoother on certain scenarios. Updated Windows 10 swap flip mode. Fixed broken tree texture artifact. Fixed issue where the HUD wasn't hiding after taking off with the ship. Slight tweak that will hopefully make the renderer pick the correct screen frequency. Made available a structure to make developing auto splitters less annoying. That's awesome to hear. Fixed issue where particles were suddenly disappearing. Fixed a memory leak related to liquids. Updated credits title. I wonder what that means. Online beta changes. Certain item outputs such as when opening a pot will now be decided at generation, making the experience more stable across runs and during online rollbacks. Fixed an issue which would allow players to wrongly unlock achievements and journal entries during prediction phase of rollback. Dying in an online run now keeps the camera in place for a couple seconds, so players can get feedback of what killed them. That is so nice. That is so nice. Because right now you just you blink straight back to the new player and you can't tell what the hell killed you. Fixed issue where players could be given the wrong amount of bombs/ropes after a player had disconnected from an online run. Fixed issue where online players disconnecting after their coffin had been created could lead to an uncontrolled situations. This is the big one. Player coffins will now generate in levels 10, 50, and 90 of Cosmic Ocean. I lost my mind when I read this 30 minutes ago, and wow, I can't believe that. That is so generous. I am so happy that when I'm doing viewer co-op, which I do almost every night, and we've got just a ton of people wanting to play, and then they get to Cosmic Ocean, or they die in 7-4, or they die in 7-3, and it's just like a huge blow that they have no chance of seeing the game again. So now they can just sit tight until level 10, or if they die on level 30, they can sit tight until level 50. It's funny, I suggested this exact thing back when I started doing multiplayer, which was respawn in 25, 50, and 75. So level 90 respawn makes it a little bit easier for that player to survive to level 99. So this is just a great change. I'm very happy about it. Added support for recent players joining by invite code or Steam invite. Oh, I missed a fixed issue where a player disconnecting in certain situations could crash remote games. Players that disconnect while wearing the Ankh will now drop it first. That's awesome. Disabled joining to the room you're already in via room code. Cloned player coffins will now become hired and coffins. Everyone knows what this means. If you play the game, you know what this means. Coffin dupe is dead. Rest in peace, Coffin dupe. Fixed camera glitch when reviving during an online run. That is a patch, guys. That is such a huge patch. It's probably the biggest patch we've had. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the patches are going to slow down and they're going to shift their focus towards bigger updates. But obviously we're not done yet. There's still a few bugs left in the game, like the orb sound bug whenever you pop 3 orbs back to back, that needs to be fixed. So either way, thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. I've been putting out videos every day or every other day at the very least, and I've been streaming on Twitch 6 days a week, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great one. See you later.